treasure hunts. Quite a childish idea that I think we need to make more use of, and have been kind of superseded by the concept of escape rooms. So, when I was a kid, we used to have treasure hunts. Someone would hide something, make some clues, you'd go around finding the clues and go and find the object. Or you would have a card that had a series of objects you had to find, and you'd go off and randomly find these objects and come back with the card filled in. Escape rooms kind of took over because they were more confined. It was easier to put stuff in one place and do the kind of the clue solving and the puzzles and everything. But I think the treasure hunts are more useful for more commercial usage. So if we talk about two different types of treasure hunt, we've got random hunts and we've got kind of the more controlled treasure hunt, where we're looking more at clues, a clue hunter type thing. So a random treasure hunt, you have a bingo card with a series of objects, you go and find those objects. So imagine you're in a shopping store and you have 5 toys that you need to go and find. So you're with your kid, you go around, you got to find a Transformer, an Action Man, a Barbie, whatever it may be. And at the end of all of that, you have all of those boxes checked, you go back and you get a prize. Very simple, very quick and easy to build, very little preparation needed. But you get people to explore around the store into maybe places they hadn't gone before. I'm less of a fan of those because there's less fun in that. It's just quickly go around and find stuff. The Clue Hunter one is much more interesting because it enables you as a games designer to build lots of clues and puzzles, and as a player to need to stretch your mind a little bit and actually explore and do things. So this is where it really coincides a little bit and kind of merges a bit with escape rooms, because you are creating clues and puzzles, and each puzzle or clue builds on to another puzzle or clue. And as you find more of these, you build up the story or whatever it may be until eventually you've got to that final piece of treasure. So I think of a bit like National Treasure or Indiana Jones, where every clue led to another clue. The knowledge you had from the previous clue helped you with the next clue, and so on. Now, the reason this is really cool is, one, it's more interesting to the end user, but two, it fits more with your user types. So as a socializer, you can do this as part of a team. You can create friends along the way, and there's a much more community-based feel to going around and solving these puzzles. Things like National Treasure, it's never one person, it's always a team. Even in Indiana Jones, you always end up with more than one person going around doing it. So it becomes a team event. If you do it as a standard, just find the objects, as an explorer, you're able to go and do that in your own way, and you can go in any order you want. If you make it into more of a clue hunter thing, there's still an exploration level to this. Because remember, it doesn't have to be in one small confined space. It's a treasure hunt, not an escape room. So this could be across the world, it could be across your desk, it could be across a piece of paper, it could be across the whole of the internet. So there's plenty of chance to explore. If you're using puzzles, there are creative ways to solve puzzles. So a free spirit gets to use their imagination to solve these, or to fill in the gaps between storylines. There's plenty for a free spirit. For an achiever, solving puzzles, getting the clues right, using what they've learnt from one set of clues to help them solve the next set of clues and find a path to mastery and progress. Philanthropists, very similar to socializers, except that with philanthropists you want to give them a way of helping others. So think about all the forums that pop up and Twitter kind of groups that pop up around solving mysteries that are happening within TV shows. Or when you look at Wordle, people coming together to help solve the problem. So with philanthropists, you can enable them with tools that allow them to help others and share their knowledge, rather than trying to shut it down. Give them a controlled way to share the knowledge and help each other. Players, they're there for the prize, they're there for the puzzles and the fun, so they're easy to deal with. Disruptors are an interesting one because they can actually be quite useful, because you can include elements of sabotage. So when they go and find a clue, maybe they move that clue. You need to have some control around it, but you can add some interesting bits of fun. Or maybe they can go on as a pretend philanthropist and sow seeds of doubt or misinformation. Again, fun, spycraft, that kind of stuff, but you need to be careful with it. What's really interesting about all of this is how vast it can be. So, if you think about a simple treasure hunt around a store is great. You get to explore different areas of the store. Maybe people are going to go to places they've never seen before in the store. In a town, you could have every shop in the town a gatekeeper to one of the elements of the clue, or like part of the solution, or one of the new clues. So you can actually have people walking around the entire town and getting involved and seeing bits of the town they'll never have explored before. On the internet, you could have people go around to bits of the site they've never seen before. You could have people go to neighbouring sites, sister sites or friends, or your social media presence, or make it partially physical where they have to go somewhere to get a code that takes them somewhere on their website. So it's all about getting people to go places they haven't gone before. And that's what's so fun and interesting about treasure hunt, is that there is this opportunity for people to go and explore and do things they hadn't done before, physically or virtually. And it enables you to have people go in areas of your site, your store, your knowledge base, whatever it may be, that maybe they don't go to naturally, and they can discover new things whilst enjoying it. And as a gamification designer, it's fun to build these puzzles. So treasure hunts, that would be, if there was going to be a desert island gamification solution, I would say treasure hunts would be it for me. Hopefully that was interesting. Please do read the blog for a bit more detail. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. You're probably my first viewer, my only viewer. I love you. And until I can be bothered to do this again, keep playing.